We've stayed at more Punta Cana resorts than anyone, 32 and counting. Yeah, we might have a problem. Usually, we rank them with spreadsheets, scoring systems, and categories. The whole nerdy works. But not today.
Today, we're ditching the numbers and going with straight-up gut picks. No scores, no charts, just our top 12 personal favorites. The resorts we'd go back to right now if we could.
Here's how this list came together. John made his top 10 Punta Cana resort picks, I made mine. Then we compared notes, and boom, 8 resorts appeared on both lists. That's rare. We don't even agree on pizza toppings that fast. So, we're starting with those 8 mutual favorites. No particular order, no ranking stress. Honestly, you could throw a dart at this list and end up at a great resort. Let's begin with the Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana. This luxury resort totally lived up to our high expectations. From the moment we walked into the lobby, it felt like a step up. The staff was incredibly warm, the room was beautifully designed, and the view, gorgeous. John even called our room his favorite resort room in Punta Cana, only recently dethroned by a stay in another hotel also on this list. We also loved how everything was easy. No reservations for restaurants, tons of lounge chairs by the pool, and a snack bar that served actual good food. The pool is stunningly beautiful. Plus, 2 hot tubs with ocean views? Yes please. The buffet was massive and legit tasty, and the Indian restaurant ended up being one of the best meals we've had at any resort. The overall vibe, comfort, and quality made this property one we'd go back to in a heartbeat. Zilara just gets a lot of things right. Quick note, for more detailed information, you can find full reviews of our stays at each resort listed in this video on our channel simply by searching the hotel's name plus nitty-gritty travelers on YouTube.
Next on our list is Lopezan Costa Bávaro. When we visited Lopesan, it was a new resort from a hotel chain we had never heard of before, and it surprised us in the best way. The pools were stunning, especially that massive infinity pool. We basically spent the entire time in there. The beach is Bávaro Beach, which is already one of the best in Punta Cana, so that was an easy win. Some people complain about too many boats anchored in that area, but it's not an issue for us. The food was good. We had amazing dinners at the specialty restaurants, especially the Mexican one. Everything felt more like dining out than eating at a resort. And don't even get us started on the bars. They're everywhere, and yes, we visited most of them. The sports bar and English pub were our favorites, mostly because they nailed the drinks and the vibes. The room was modern, super comfortable, and beautifully decorated, as is the property as a whole. Packed with amenities, Lopesan checked all the right boxes without overdoing it. We'd absolutely go back, and honestly, we kinda missed that infinity pool already.
Next up, Dreams Cap Cana. Dreams Cap Cana, operating as Margaritaville when we visited, totally caught us off guard, in a good way. Since our stay, Hyatt bought the property, but to our knowledge, there have been no significant changes, which makes sense since it was fairly new. The room was one of the best we've stayed in, super clean, tropical, without being cheesy, and full of smart little touches. John now refuses to stop talking about it. The food, honestly, way better than we expected. The Italian and American restaurants had us considering a 4th meal of the day. And don't even get us started on the breakfast buffet. It was next level. But our favorite part? The hot tubs. Hot, bubbly, and always calling our names. We might have spent an unreasonable amount of time in them. The pools were great. The beach was gorgeous. And the drinks were solid across the board. Except for the margaritas, ironically. Even though it's not the most Dominican-feeling resort, everything just worked. Clean, beautiful, fun, and super chill. We'd return in a heartbeat, and probably head straight for the hot tub.
The next resort to make both of our lists is Secrets Cap Cana. Secrets Cap Cana made a great impression from the very beginning. The welcome felt warm and thoughtful, with champagne and cold towels while we checked in. The service continued to stand out throughout our stay. Staff were always friendly and attentive and seemed genuinely happy to help. The beach, classic Juanillo, soft white sand, calm turquoise water, and even a hammock swing situation that made us question why we ever left it. The pool area is equally lovely, especially in the morning when everything's quiet and the sun is coming up. We also really enjoyed our room. It felt modern, spacious, and well designed. Everything worked. The decor felt high-end without being over the top, and the bed was incredibly comfortable. We also ate very well. The buffet was way above average, and the pastries were dangerously good. Overall, Secret Cap Cana just felt polished. It's not flashy, it's just really well done. This one absolutely earned its spot on our favorites list. In the description below, we have added links to each resort's page on Expedia and Hotels.com, so you can check for online deals. And hey, if you find a good price and book through one of our links, you'll be helping us grow this channel at no cost to you.
Now let's talk about Hard Rock Punta Cana. It is the biggest resort we stayed at. It feels more like a small town than a hotel. There's even a little train to help you get around. One of the biggest highlights was the food. Almost everything we tried, from the buffet to the specialty restaurants, was exceptional. You can't go wrong with the Hard Rock if you're a foodie. We loved the super spacious and modern room. After 32 stays in Punta Cana, this room is my favorite. There are so many pools that we lost count halfway through. Some were lively with DJs, others more relaxing. So there's something for whatever mood you're in. And the beach, that insanely blue water, is not a filter. It's just like that. Sure, you'll wait in a few lines, but everything is worth the wait. It's not a quiet couples-only resort, but if you like energy and variety, Hard Rock delivers.
Our next outstanding stay was in the castle at Sanctuary Cap Cana. If you ever wanted to feel like royalty, but like the kind that also loves a good swim-up suite, then the castle at Sanctuary Cap Cana is the place. The swim-out suite was our favorite part. It had a semi-private pool and was beautifully designed. This was the first resort where we wanted to stay in our room most of the time. The vibe is grown-up, elegant, and super unique. It's not just called a castle, it actually feels like one, with stone walls, period furniture, and our very own butler, who somehow made everything smoother without ever being in the way. And the cocktails, let's just say we were both extra chatty after happy hour. The food was solid, the room was amazing, and the whole place had this understated luxury feel. Not everything was perfect, looking at you, Bish, but the castle left a profound impression.
Up next, Dreams Flora. Dreams Flora is one of the newest renovated resorts in Punta Cana. It is super family friendly, but has quiet corners where you can escape the chaos, like a secret chill pool we adopted as our second home. The food was solid across the board. We weren't blown away by every bite, but the buffet held its own, and we loved the Mexican restaurants minus the tamales. The cocktails hit the spot, and we may or may not have accidentally had 3 piña coladas before lunch. We also appreciated the thoughtful design, lush gardens, sleek rooms, and a gorgeous pool that looks more like a lagoon than a resort pool. And the beach, calm, clear, and uncrowded. Yes, please. If you're looking for a modern, easygoing resort where the whole family can have a good time and still sneak away for naps, Dreams Flora is a strong pick.
Also on our list, Secret Tides. Secret Tides instantly won us over. It's one of the newest adults-only resorts in Punta Cana, and you can tell, everything feels fresh and well thought out. The layout is compact, which makes getting around a breeze. The rooms are bright, modern, and everything worked as it should. The hot tubs were a game changer, especially since we visited in February, when pools are basically ice baths, at least for us Caribbean boys. We also loved that the Balinese beds by the pool were first come, first served. There were no upcharges and no wristband politics. Food-wise, the buffet had a great variety. The coffee shop was a sweet tooth's dream, and the Mexican restaurant served some of the best tacos we had at an all-inclusive. The beach surprised us too. Ubero Alto isn't usually our favorite, but this one was gorgeous. Add good cocktails, excellent service, and solid entertainment, and yeah, Secret Tides definitely earned its spot on our favorites list.
The following 4 resorts didn't make it into both our lists, but were good enough to make it into our individual top 10 picks. Let's begin with John's first pick, Live Aqua.
Live Aqua Punta Cana is one of those places that just feels built for couples. The pools are gorgeous, the cocktails are top tier, and the beach, while not our favorite in Punta Cana, was among the best we've seen in Ubero Alto. The food was solid, especially breakfast, and the staff was super friendly. We didn't fall in love with our room, but the hot tub on the terrace totally made up for it. Overall, we had a great time and we'll go back. Next, one of Ari's list, Grand Bávaro Princess.
We brought my parents to the Grand Bávaro Princess, and honestly, we were all impressed. The beach was stunning, the coffee shop was a hit with everyone, and the Indian restaurant ended up being one of the best we've tried in Punta Cana. The resort is huge, but the lush vegetation, peacocks, and the eco trail make walking around part of the fun. Bonus points for the gorgeous, comfy rooms and relaxing pool away from the crowds. Rounding up John's top 10 is Paradisus Palma Real.
Paradisus Palma Real made my favorites list for a reason. The renovated rooms look sleek, the adults-only pool became our second home, and the beach is just beautiful. We loved the vibe at the coffee bar and how friendly the staff were the whole time. Not everything was perfect. There were a few off-limit areas unless you upgraded, but we still had a great time. This one definitely earned its spot. Ari's final pick is another Paradisus resort, but this time Paradisus Gran Cana.
This was the first Meliá resort we visited, and boy, what a first impression. Yes, it's not beachfront, which is its main flaw, but the suites, insane. This is one of my favorite rooms in Punta Cana so far. The minibar was ridiculously stocked, the staff was some of the friendliest we've met, and the food was solid across the board. Plus, there are pools everywhere, so it never felt crowded. If you're okay with a quick shuttle to the beach, this one's seriously worth considering. Click on this video to see our list of the Punta Cana resorts we would not return to.